Hey everybody, welcome to a new gameplay series for Heroes Hour. I'm Icon and today we're playing the Earthen faction, the Dwarfs of Heroes Hour, on challenging difficulty, medium-sized map as usual, because I'm still new to these factions, so this is another series where we're going to explore that faction and see what they can do. Since it has been asked in the comment section lately, there is definitely going to be content with larger maps and higher difficulties once I have tried out every faction at least once and understood how they work, and yeah, that's what I have on the screen there. Okay, so Earthen faction, Dwarves. We're running a Stone Mason with Soul of the Earth. Whenever one of our Dwarves die, they leave behind a soul. Souls combine into rock elementals that will fight. I have no clue when they will form, but this means this dude has a way of utilizing losses into reinforcements, which sounds pretty crazy. So let's see what we have here. Swarming, hell yeah. Duplicates. Recalcitrants. Okay, we're all about utilizing our fallen, hey? Oh, mastery. Miners and carvers. This legion, I think that's for sure the smallest units, huh? Alright, so we got a Swarmer hero again. Features bodyguards too. Plunder, Bloodlust, Blood Warping, Scouting, Legion, Offense, Mastery. Well, I don't know what to think about this dude for real, but I literally have no clue. Let's have a look-see at the city and check out the units we got for us. So, Mine Watches. These are the higher developed miners, okay. And Carvers. These are the higher developed miners? Mine Watch. Okay, mine watches are something else than miners, I see. So, alright, carvers are upgraded miners. Alright. Less knockback and avoid damage from elite creatures. Alright. So we're going to go as usual for the tavern, because you know, taverns rule. And let's see, we got ranged dudes here. Deals more damage and has less health, and slowing stuff. What's up there? Rune scribes, they confuse with ranged attacks and they're healers. Slow and immortal, these go into hibernation at some point. Bear cavalry, knockback and charge, and blood aura. Leech life, oh boy, that's interesting. White Yeti. Alright, so resilience is the name of the game here. Definitely a thing. So let's recruit ourselves some guys and see what we can do. I definitely don't want to go for anything that would threaten my starting hero right now. We're only going to pick up the freebies wherever they are. Standard procedure by now. Okay. I'm not quite sure if the strategy to go for the champion statue really early on to give your give your first hero access to bodyguards is that viable anymore, because your second hero will be stuck with rank 1 of bodyguards forever. But, well, a second hero is, in my humble opinion, one of the best things you can go for early on. Ah, and she got bodyguards in your skill tree. Wonderful. Now, whenever... This is the mage's version. Whenever Dwarven units die, they turn into vengeful spirits, which don't seem to be permanent. But this lady here comes with rune scribes for free. Does she have a mastery for them, or is that just a coincidence? Of course not. Okay, this is pretty powerful, so we're going to go for... Let's see. I think I'm more interested in featuring her as my main hero, but then again, well, whatever. Let's just try it out. So far, I have literally no experience whatsoever with this faction, so it's really hard to tell what's a good choice and what's not. I don't want to ponder too much about it. Lately, I have discovered that if you play aggressively early on, challenging difficulty is not that hard to tackle. It's really important that you cut your losses as low as possible and that you expand as quick as possible, but as long as you go for these parameters, you're usually golden. Seriously? 6 rune scribes just for free? Oh my god, it's massive. Well, we got these things. Let's go for the guard post. Monument of War creates rare dwarven soldiers. Price of the creatures increases more. Yeah, sure. The usual. Let's pick up more of these guys and send them towards my hero. I'm pretty sure now we should be easily able to tackle what's at the resource generators here. There we go. Still moderate difficulty though. Dang. Flame jugglers and imps. Well, we got some front line and we got some back line. I'd say we're going to let them come towards us. So get in a couple of early shots against their front line there. And let's pick a portion of our troops and send them into the back line there to make sure that these flame jugglers can't kill too many of my dudes. So, the miners and carvers, I'm pretty sure that these guys are basically the expendables of my faction, so I shouldn't be too worried. In general, I've learned that as long as you're only losing tier 1 units, don't worry. They are meant to be lost early on. At least that's what I think. Now, Mastery, not really appealing, because we only get those mini dudes. Let's see, Soul of the Earth. Sounds good on paper, I have no clue how good it is in practice, though. Well, let's go for the Mastery, nevertheless. It'll depend a lot on what kind of artifacts I'll gain on this run, because I remember Rune, the hero with the goblins from the Wild faction, from the Horde faction, which totally stomped everything and everybody around him. So, who knows? Certainly not me. Okay, so far it's looking like a pretty weak start for them dwarves. I see another moderate difficulty thing, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't go for another day and gather myself. Let's see. Oof, let's go for the hoplites. They might have less HP and all, but first of all, I'm running Legion on this hero, so those little critters will be stronger. Should I go for the Monument of War now? And on the other side, they do way more damage. They are meant to be my frontliners, and last but not least, this hero utilizes losses. So, I might be regretting this decision, because I'm a first timer on these, but maybe also not, who knows. Certainly not me for sure. Now, let's go for a defensive posture once more. So our ranged dudes can close on in. So far, we're bleeding miners like crazy. Hoplites going down as well. I'm losing a lot of troops here right now. Sadly, I don't have an infirmary, so these losses stay. Okay, but I see a lot of potential here in the later stages there. So, Recalcitrance. 15% chance to come back as a Vengeful Spirit. Has 70% as much health and damage. And this goes stronger the more ranks I gain here. Okay, well. Swarming sounds pretty nasty too, but I want to go for a higher rank in Soul of the Earth first. I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable with the amount of losses I got so far. This, it feels like I'm bleeding a lot. So, Titan Gloves. Less creature speed. Well, it's a... No, I'm taking the money. I'm not a big fan of these gloves, although I think they might be a really good fit for this faction. I don't like everything that slows down my creatures. That's just me personally. Okay, now let's go for the fort. Usually I don't go for the fort early on, but it locks my infirmary, so what can I do? So, medical school increases units saved by 5%. Reduces construction cost of the hospital. Well, we're going to go for Well of Power. I like the magical stat plus. So, difficult decision for me, but I think I'm going to go actually for the hoplites because, I don't know. Bit of a whim, but I also have the feeling as if it could be really good. Okay, now then, let's keep exploring now. Stat, full-on cloister. Allows my hero to turn into an undead hero. Great. No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Alright, let's hop on in. And we got cultists and fanatics. Oh, sheesh. These are really, really nasty boys. Alright. Let's see. I really need more units there. More ranged units, especially. Clearly notice a lack of ranged units. Well, that went down pretty sweet. Alright. Now, treasure hunt, amulet of valor. Plus moral, yes please. This does outweigh 1,000 gold by far. Okay, what's this thing? Mansion. Sanguinists. Alright, why is there so much undead stuff on my turf? Oh. No. I hate it when treasure scriptlets are locked behind some dangerous fights. Alright, this dude replenishes his miners pretty well, but it's, all in all, I must say this feels like one of the least impressive starts so far, but, well, the Dwarven faction, I'm not surprised that they are a little bit on the slower side. It does make sense, doesn't it? Allows any stonemason or rune carver to pick one of several runes, giving extra abilities to units in their army. Alright. Temple of War, Moral Plus. Extra rank in their faction-specific skill plus. Ooh, boys. Alright, let's go for the Rune Altar. I want those Rune Scribes. I want more of them, and they cost war. Alright. It's not really a big cost there. So, let's funnel the mages into my main army. Okay, I mean, it's a typical week 1, actually. It's neither especially good or bad. So, let's see. It's supposed to be somewhere around here, actually. That's fun. So here's a fight, but this is actually clearable for us. Interesting. Alright, let's absorb these guys. Should be now a lot stronger than before. Well, doesn't reflect here, but whatever. It's all impossible. This fight is easy, but I don't get there. Clay Tower. But there's nothing we could reach this week. Too bad. There's one pile of ore back there, but whatever. So if that treasure is on one of these tiles, I haven't found it yet, but it's really annoying that we have this thing on a locked spot. But what can I do? So either Monument of War. Well, let's go for the Monument of War, simply because I bet that it will be refreshed every week. And Odin's son, Riflemen. I bet that these guys are the upgraded version of the Mind Watchers. So with knockback, ooh boys, Odin's son comes as a healer with charge. They're really, really costly, though. So I wanted a couple of those, nevertheless. There we go. I hope I didn't deplete my wallet too hard here, but this is a really, really big bonus after all. Okay, so let's keep going. Week 2 incoming. And there's the enemy already showing his face. Now, let's see, what do we build? I'd say the Temple of the Earthen is pretty good. Or, no, Infirmary. Infirmary. Before we go for any further combat, let's make sure that our losses will be a little bit lower. There we go. So, the enemy features also ranged units. Damn. Well, let's hold ourselves back a little bit. Are these guys slow? Nah. Would have been too easy, wouldn't it? So let's take this part of the army and make sure the ranged dudes are not able to go too deep into on top of my ranged backline. Yeah, it's looking good. So I'm starting to grow more and more accustomed to give a couple of really handy orders. As you see here, we've only lost 1 miner. It's really a good outcome. Alright, so let's see. Attack speed of melee units. Oh yeah. So as much as a good front line, a good back line is, I think this guy is going to go for... Oh. It's going to go for more melee units than the other heroes. So let's go for Legion. I think that's a great thing to go for. Or, no, we're going to go for Blood Warping. We're going to go for Blood Warping. 3 elite units are just something you want to have. And here I'm going to roll for Potency so I can upgrade the bodyguards at some point in the near future. Okay, so this is only flagged as moderate difficulty. Nice. I wish I had a hero who would feature the recruitment trait, so we could cut our recruiting costs by a bit, because right now, recruiting is damn costly, but what can I do? What can I say? So, let's increase that income. That's the best way to deal with it. And let's see, I want to hire some of those ranged dudes, because I feel like that's one of my biggest deficiencies so far. Right, what's that fountain for? Allows me to train something. Earthen mine spawns carvers. We need that too. Clay tower. Okay, let's clear that one first. Of course we control battle. We never do automatic battle. Okay. Attack! Alright. This way I can at least control that we're losing our typical frontliners here. Instead of stuff that I don't want to lose. Pyre spawn. Ooh. Alright. But... yeah, well, we have to posture ourselves really, really up front there, otherwise we'll be getting smacked. It's one thing that I learned over the time. If you're attacking fortresses, it's really, really much worth it to step right ahead there. Otherwise, the ranged units on the walls can pelt you even longer. If your melee guys are able to punch the wall quite quickly. Caribou Elite. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Let's go. If you posture your troops right in front of the walls, it's a lot easier to get the ball rolling. So, let's go for more swarming. Swarming is actually really powerful. Yay! Estates! That's great. I love to put the rabbit's feet on secondary heroes, because except for +1 estates, this thing does nothing. So there's no need to put it on the feet of a real hero. Okay. So far we're losing a lot of troop, though. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that concept so far. But, well, we'll be getting there, I guess. So, let's build up the architect. I really need more money. And architects feature more money for us. Alright. But I think blood warping was a really good investment there. So let's see. Wow, no losses. Now that's unexpected. So rank 1 champion increases the health and damage of elite creatures by 20%. Yeah, sure, my dude. You sit in that fountain and just contemplate. Planning decreases the resource cost of constructing buildings. Well, there's really not much that we can gather right now. But there's still a treasure to be found, so I'm a little bit reluctant here. Jeez. Where's the treasure at? There we go. So, Crown of the Weidel? Alright, for each mana spent casting earth spells, an enemy unit is turned to gold. When your hero picks up gold piles, they regain mana. Well, whatever might be the case, it's plus swarming, so we'll definitely pick that up for our main hero. So, that's a pretty good one. Alrighty, so we're in the middle of week 2. So far, stuff's working out pretty decently. Problem is that the Yetis are really hard to hire for us. I'm gonna go for the Palace of the Earthen next. I don't need the Shrine of the Beast directly, and something increasing my income right now seems to be the wiser choice. Alright, so good. So far so good, I mean... let's say, plus 10 spell power. My god, this is extremely powerful. I need some spells on this guy. I really need some spells on this guy. We got now rank 3 swarming. And that's pretty tasty, gotta say. So let's feed him more XP. Well, I got 10 units of crystal. Usually I'd go for something else, but... alrighty. And let's head back home, I'd say. And let's teach the good lady here the planning skill. I really think it's worth. Okay, so far so good. Let's pick up the Shrine of the Beast with a discount. Bear Cavalry versus Antlered Elite. I want the Antlered Elite, simply because I love life leeching units ever since I was playing Heroes of Might and Magic. Life leeching units have this huge advantage that they are hard to kill. Alright. Nice power-ups, I'd say. Let's go and punch some dudes. But I want to start with stuff that yields resources. I feel like we got a pretty slow start. Don't know if that's supposed to be a shtick for this faction. I mean, it would make sense, dwarves and all, but maybe I'm just playing it bad. It's always hard to tell from me. So I was very, very tempted to go for a Mage's Guild, but I somehow felt like, no. We have other things to go for first. No, I lost my Odin's son, and I gained a Rock Pummeler. Well, it's a bad trade if you ask me, but what can I say? I got a Hara? Why? This doesn't make sense, but okay. So, I didn't expect that Blood Warping would yield random elite creatures. That's a surprise for me. Destruction. Jeez, nice. I have a really hard time with this hero deciding. So we're going to go for these stats here. I feel like stuff like Armora and such is never a wrong choice, because, you know, defensive stats, better combat stats in general. I think this is one of the biggest advantages of this faction in general. So, Hara, ranged, blaster, terror, versatile, and summoning. Okay. It's the first time that I can read the whole description text of these guys. Usually I kept summoning them via a spell and had literally no clue what they are actually doing. So more Caribou Elite. Jeez, this is so good. Now then, I don't really think that the Mastery trait is worth going deeper into. These traits here sound like way better additions, but recalcitrance, all these things that make my losses turn into something more useful, sound like an extremely appealing thing to go for. So this time I'm going to go for a different strat. I want to engage this guy's army actively. Oh god. This is bad. He summoned stuff into my flank. Oh, extremely annoying. This time I wanted to attack directly, simply because it's a real hero, and real heroes tend to just spam spells and stuff, and I didn't want to give them time to do so. Alright, treasure chest, 4-leaf clover. Ooh, yeah. So, luck versus moral. I'm gonna give that to somebody else. Emerald Bend versus Mercury. Right now, usually I'd rather go for the Emerald Band, but I feel like we need the resource right now. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. Bodyguards rank 1 is pretty underwhelming, isn't it? There's literally almost nothing on the map she can tackle. So I really think spamming up your army count is a thing that's way more useful later on now than before. Which is a good thing. I mean, now let's go for a Mage's Guild. Minor Expert, Enchanted Wares, Medical School. Let's go for the medical school. Alright, end of week 2. I feel like I'm playing horrible this time, but maybe that's well, not maybe, that's mostly because I feel like my progression is so extremely slow this time. But at the same time, I feel like I'm doing fine. I merely got used to situations that weren't exactly natural. So, Hornbowyers. Okay. Let's defend for a sec before we go into attack. Well, the army right now is so huge that those delay strats are not really worth anything. Yeah, we're losing tons of frontliners here, but that's okay. I mean, like I said before, they are made to be decimated. but that was pretty much, and we gained another horror. Nice. Okay, so let's go for another rank of recalcitrance, I guess. Or should we go for bloodlust? Yes, we're gonna go for bloodlust. I'm picking up all these rank 1 things to activate them. Usually I specialize more into single things. Why the hell didn't I capture that before? Nobody knows. Usually I specialize more into singular strategies and such. But this guy has so many good things going on for himself that I feel like I really shouldn't just specialize into one particular type of troop. Type of skill, sorry. Orb of Water, completely not interesting. So... what's that? Rabbit's Charm. Ooh, okay. 2 parts of the rabbit set. Okay, we have the southern part of the map still to be conquered. Let's see. Week 3 has begun. It's extremely important that I somehow gain access to the Abomination Hall in the coming time, but it's not going to be that easy. I also want that Rune Forge, but sadly I don't have the necessary ore. Like, seriously? Whatever. Now, our dude finally has spells. I mean, he's running a 15-point spell power, so... felt like it's about time to do something out of that tremendous amount of spell power. Alright, let's build ourselves one marketplace, or let's see. Resurrection. Hell yeah. I need. Gimme. Well, will cost a lot of gold to upgrade them, guys, but this is one really, really good skill. Alright, so guys, thanks so much for watching. This is the end of the first episode of this run. Let's see how we'll fare in the next part. I feel like I have a really slow and bad start, but maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. Drop me your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, what I could have done better, or if this is just the regular Earthen experience. I have a strong feeling that my hero sucks a bit. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course consider subscribing. Daily content coming up from my side, and hundreds of videos on the channel. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.